Let's do this. Go this way. Hey, we are live now. In case you didn't know, Leo, because there's no signal over on your end of things that says, hey, we're live now. Thank you for popping in with me tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I needed somebody who knew a little bit about vehicles and cars, more than me anyway, because I just, I wanted to do this because I think it's just ridiculous, the notion of Cybertrucks being in the military.
That's a little non-standard, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if, like Leo was saying that he saw a couple in the wild. I've seen a couple in the wild here in the city. A green one and a silver one. They just look. They're very big and boxy. So, yeah. Let me say hi to everybody real quick before we get too far ahead. Look at the trees is here, and Rainbow Wrath is here, and Arctic Fox is here. Yeah, good evening, everybody. Good evening, good to see ya. I just started doing this show again. I did it like years ago. This is only the third episode I've done since I decided to revive it. I like to bring people on to talk about stuff that's kind of outside of my wheelhouse, but I want to cover, so I need like a third wheel. Maybe the Cybertruck needs a fifth wheel. But so I appreciate you.
I don't think the Cybertruck could pull a fifth wheel, not very successfully.
No. I mean, why?
But I wanted to say for your audience, before it probably inevitably gets mentioned in the chat, I do realize that there is an unbearable glare on my sunglasses. Unfortunately, I, for whatever reason, am not allowed to scrub the brightness bar on my computer. Don't know why.
You're not wearing sunglasses, babe. You're wearing glasses.
Yeah, did I say sunglasses?
You did.
I might have said sunglasses.
Yeah. I mean, that's the demo
what
right
did he
there.
throw? Was that a steel ball?
Let's
vehicle will not
Ozzy Man.
Why does Elon?
window.
Have you ever seen a human being built like? Just look at that. Look at the shape. Look at the shape. What is that?
Yeah. He's such a weird guy too. Like, just his.
Why are the worst people shaped weird? Adolf Hitler had a very odd body shape too.
You know, I have an
be.
odd body shape.
Yeah,
Maybe I should
have
be
an
a
odd body
dictator.
shape, but I'm going to the gym to fix that odd body
Yeah.
shape. So,
So that's one of the things I do know about Cybertruck to be good in the military. You can use your doors as a cutting weapon. So they're like bayonets on the side of your vehicle. But you had to fix it with some duct tape. Look at that. Driving on the snow. You think this thing could survive Iowa winter?
depends on how severe that winter is that year. On a bad one, I mean, if you stay off the snowy roads, yeah.
Yeah. Get stuck in the sand, though.
What is that other pickup? Is that a Ram? Yeah, that's a Ram. Okay.
A Dodge.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ram.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Ram's its own division now.
There's
Hooked up.
there's a Ford pulling it.
Mm-hmm. Well, those tires are not. Look at how thin they are.
Yeah, those aren't.
That's a thin
off-roading.
tire for.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
not at all.
Oh. But
That's that whole wheel well.
You
So
want
the
me to go
fender's
back?
connected to the rest of the wheel well. It looks like there, or I should say wheel well lining, or is that the actual well? I
don't
can't
know.
tell. I'd have to look up in it and see, but that looks bad.
yeah. These
What's this?
I just turned the audio off because but I'll see what he says.
Sticky tape on it, like your door latches, then it will work.
I
I'm a
know
big
that
fan
shit.
of
I
electric
might.
cars, by the
I
way.
We
don't-
can turn. We can mute it again. I don't need to hear that.
Yeah, Aussie man, he's funny, but I don't want to get copyright struck.
The way I'm not
Mm-hmm.
weirdly.
I prefer our commentary anyway. So
Yeah, we're hilarious. Laugh,
you
audience.
fucking ain't right.
Look at that. Oh,
The trash can truck. What the fuck is that?
Mark Zuckerberg. There's Cybertruck.
Every
Yeah.
time somebody mentions Mark Zuckerberg, do you know what I think of?
What's that?
I think of that episode of South Park that has Mark Zuckerberg in it. I don't know. Do you watch a lot of South Park?
I used to. I didn't keep up on the seasons after so many years, but same with Simpsons.
I don't know if you've seen that episode or not, but it's so funny.
Is the Uncanny Valley weird?
Yeah,
that?
but what they do is like Do you want me to show you a clip of it? Because it's really hard to like describe.
Yeah, you can show me South Park. Mark
what it
Zuckerberg.
is.
All right, you work on finding that. I'll let this play through because we'll get through this. Then we got an actual military video to show. It's stuck on some logs, I guess.
Oh, really? Hold up.
Essential items within a kilometre of your home. And badass, it seems like it should be used for granny trips to the supermarket and back. Go grab your milk and essential items within a kilometre of your home.
Yeah, it doesn't look
and
like it's
drive
got
it
much
back
axle
again.
movement.
Don't push it. Stuck.
It's probably
100%
not supposed to,
stuck
and
with
that's what you need
kids.
to do that kind of stuff. So
They
you
at
don't
least
do
need
that.
to-
Bottom out.
It sits so low. It's like, do they not understand that an off-road truck needs to sit up high? Have they seen a Jeep? It's like half of these videos are people trying to off-road in this thing, and it's not. And that's my biggest gripe about it being used in the military. You want to have the military, you want a $400 million contract for these things that can't go off-road?
Mm-hmm. Which is ridiculous. Yeah, that just.
I mean, it's one thing to not be able to go in the water, which they advertised that it would be able to, right? They're like, oh, it's going to be semi-aquatic. No. And is this the stainless steel body, is that a good idea for something that's fully aquatic or semi-aquatic?
I mean, stainless steel is better than regular steel.
Yeah, I don't know. You think
Well,
that'd be
certain kinds of regular steel. I
something
should
with
say.
some level of buoyancy, not something so heavy, I guess, is what I would expect.
Truck back. That's what Marquez says. Oi, cheers.
All right. I think that's it for this one. But we got more stuff coming here.
I got my screen shared, by the way, too.
All right, here we
For
go.
this short little.
We're going to do some South Park.
His voice is fucking. They dubbed his voice over.
Oh, hell.
So he does his own sound effects and they dubbed his voice, and it's just the funniest. Because I feel like Mark Zuckerberg is that weird.
He is that weird and stilted when he talks. It's very awkward. So, like, this is what bothers me. That they're trying to sell it like this. We've seen what it can actually do in the field. Elon Musk, indestructible.
Ever since the release of the highly controversial fully electric Tesla Cybertruck, the public was captivated by the vehicle's virtually indestructible exoskeleton, made out of ultra-hard 30x cold-rolled stainless steel.
Wait, show him throwing the softball at the window. See that?
Oh, is it a softball that they throw?
I don't know what it was, but it smashed that window.
The
Like,
same material used by SpaceX for the Starship spacecraft. The Cybertruck, with its brutalist polygonal...
Space.
see, Elon Musk has ruined both those brands, though. Like, he's ruined
Yes.
SpaceX. He's ruined Tesla with his politics.
Yeah. His
And-
politicking.
And people are like, oh man, you must not really be for the environment after all, because you're smashing Cybertrucks or whatever. It's like Teslas or Cybertrucks are literally the worst electric vehicle I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you got to
No
remember,
style.
we're talking about the guy who said, I will pay to stop world hunger. And then the EU was like, great, give us $6 billion. And he was like, no.
Yeah.
And, like, it's...
Put your money where
Oh,
your
what a
mouth is.
ponce.
It's like, why do that when I could profit off of people not having money?
styling and raw finish almost looks confrontational, like it's begging you to
No.
go ahead and take your best shot, as long as you keep
No.
the caliber under 9
It's confrontational as a dumpster.
I look at it and I see an unsafe box that can't do, like, I can't tow a fucking 26-foot gooseneck with cattle or, say, horses in the back with that thing. What the fuck? What the
Yeah.
what?
Let us see that thing pull a horse trailer. A truck should be able to pull a horse trailer at minimum, right? Even my dad's little 80 Toyota that had 6 cylinders could pull a horse trailer.
Yeah, it sure as fuck could. Probably because it had a 5-speed in it.
It did. standard transmission. And get up and go.
And see, I do have to say one thing that kind of irritates me is when people from like these European countries that have little agriculture and where the cities are densely populated, they're always like, I don't understand why Americans need all these big ass trucks and all this stuff, and look at what we can do with our little ones. And I'm like, yeah, you're not hauling 26-foot goosenecks with yours, are you?
Yeah.
So I like, we have people here that own horses and own cattle and own pigs and what have you that needs to be transported in trailers, and that's why we have larger pickup trucks. I mean, I do think that they have gotten larger, too big, in fact, but
and some people
still,
who have them do have them for stupid, like, cosmetic reasons. Like, if you live in a city or something, you're just taking up space with something that big if you're not ever hauling anything. But I digress. You don't need one of these ugly things too, because they're just as big and bulky as like an F-150.
And I want to say one thing. I feel like the turning radius on that thing is absolute shit. I could be dead wrong. Might be dead wrong, but it just looks like it turns like shit.
You know, who needs to be bulletproof, like, for real, though?
With plaid mode activated, the premium tri-motor Cybertruck will have an estimated output of 800 horsepower and 1,000 pound-feet of torque. Plenty of power to propel the hefty metal box to 60 miles per hour in 2.9 seconds and tow up to 14,000 pounds. Great
Wow,
for dropping
that's
jaws when
not-
the light turns green and towing a couple of four-wheelers.
Go ahead.
So the fact that it can only tow 14,000 pounds while it's making 800 horsepower and 1,000 pound-feet of torque. So first off, that horsepower number, guys that are hauling shit don't really care about that. They care about torque, and it's making about what your average Cummins, Power Stroke, or Duramax diesel that you would find in the big three in the U.S. are putting out. In fact, they're putting out just a little bit more than that. And they can tow, most of them are rated to tow above 30,000 pounds. Double what this thing can with equal torque ratings.
So 14,000
That's because they're
pounds.
diesel engines.
14,000 pounds. That's. I'm trying to think of something that weighs about that to give some context.
Well, if you think about your average like U-Haul straight truck, that like the big ones, not the big super biggest ones, but those average to larger ones, that's probably about 14,000 pounds.
Okay.
14,000 pounds.
Yeah, because I mean, all I can think about is dinosaurs, and then or animals. But there's no animal that's in good context for that size. 14,000.
I'd be curious. Well, I don't know. Does this thing even have a bed back there?
It's like a
Do you
little.
know?
It's smaller than an El Camino bed. I mean, or not El Camino, but a
Jesus.
Ranchero bed.
I'm still actually now. I baffled myself here. This thing puts out 1,000 pound-feet of torque and only pulls half of what your average diesel pickup truck. If I went and bought a 2025 Cummins today, that thing's rated for probably 36,000 pounds. This is only 14, and they're making about the same torque.
And you can
I mean,
armor. And
as
you can
somebody
armor
who
that
hauls
fucker
trailers-
yourself, right?
Yeah, somebody who hauls trailers all day long. And this thing's electric. It's going to constantly have to be charged, and that battery's going to drain faster when you're hauling 14,000 pounds. But I can get a 50-gallon tank option on a 2025 Cummins and hauling a 26-foot trailer where the whole getup weighs 22,000 pounds. I can still go 350 miles before I need to fill up, if not further.
What is this back here?
So somebody who hauls trailers, like, it's obvious what decision they're probably gonna make.
Like, what is this back here? I can't tell.
That's an F-150.
That's a Ford. I was looking for the Ford emblem, but
I don't know what model it is, and I don't know if they ever tell us whether it's a 5.0 liter V8, whether it's a 3.5 EcoBoost, or the other one. What is it? A 2.8 EcoBoost or something? They don't tell us. Not only that, but the reason it's pulling the Ford isn't because it's better at pulling. I mean, of course it is. If it's pulling the Ford, it's better than the Ford at pulling. But the point is that those are electric motors. Everybody knows that in an instance like that, electric motors are gonna of equal power are going to outdo an internal combustion engine just because of the way that electric motors work. And it's heavier too. And weight makes a big deal. That's part of the reason why trains can pull so much, is because you have all that weight centered on less than, I think it's like 2 or 3 feet, 3 or 4 feet squared, something like that. Square feet.
Yeah.
But could you really turn the powerful electric pickup into a serviceable, light tactical vehicle? Crazy? Maybe. The Cybertruck is certainly not designed for police or military use, but the concept is definitely intriguing.
No. It'd be really weird for police use, actually. There's not much, like, room
Doesn't have a lot of utility.
Yeah. It looks more like something a Batman villain would drive.
Yeah, it does.
That's the vibe
I feel
get.
like it's the argument here is, well, it's bulletproof, so it's good for like places where, like, in all instances where bullets might be present, this would be perfect. Well, no. I can get you a vehicle that doesn't run that's bulletproof. That doesn't make it good in a situation where there's bullets.
Like you were talking about with the Cummins earlier, you could buy a Cummins, and then you could, with the money that you would save purchasing that instead of the Cybertruck, you could armor it. You could put armor on it and install bulletproof windows for as much money.
There's
as
companies that actually bulletproof vehicles. They do a lot of government stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We consulted with vehicle armorers, military specialists, and automotive designers to help imagine a tactical Cybertruck fit for the apocalyptic wasteland. The Cybertruck's stout build and powerful electric powertrain provide a good base for a high-mobility up-armored vehicle, and the truck's low thermal signature and quiet electric motor make it well-suited for reconnaissance operations where stealth, mobility, and resilience are valued. Tesla founder Elon Musk famously said, "You want a truck that's really tough, not fake tough." Well, we want a truck...
He produced a truck that's fake tough. That's exactly what he did.
Yeah. It's based on... It has to be based on, like, the design in like 80s cyberpunk movies, right? That's what the like, Escape from New York or Running Man. What's the one with Harrison Ford?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, they have like boxy, but they're just like, you know, like a Lincoln Town car with stuff put on top of it to make it look like that.
Look at this image here. Look at, like, I feel like the selling point here is, oh, look how cool and futuristic it looks. Isn't that just badass, man? It's like trying to appeal to an 8th grade, like you're at a Hot Wheels meeting and you're like, the next big Hot Wheels is this right here. That's what this looks like, a Hot Wheels, like a little Matchbox. It's not like it's supposed to be a legitimate vehicle.
Like if somebody asked you to design a cool armored assault vehicle when you were in like 4th grade and
yes.
Yeah, it'd be something like this would come out of it.
It doesn't look anything like a tank, but it's got the tank turret on the top, because every 4th grader did that. You'd have something that looks like a clown car, and here's this big tank turret on the top.
So
because that was cool.
Yeah, you had to have a turret or some kind of minigun up there.
Yep. Pew pew, motherfuckers.
Truck with defensive and offensive capabilities, suitable for a variety of conflict scenarios. Let's build a hypothetical tactical Cybertruck and assess some upgrades that will make Elon's electric...
Now that would be cool to have a electric vehicle where the top opens up the solar panels while it's just sitting parked. That's not a bad feature to design. But I've seen the beds of a Cybertruck, right? And if you close it in like this, it's just a trunk. It's not. Yeah. It's the size of a trunk. Maybe a big trunk, but a trunk. Like, I know that my Impala had a bigger trunk than this. We had a 72 Impala. It was pretty sweet.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Electric pickup truck fit for the modern battlefield.
72.
We asked Mark Burton, founder and CEO of ArmorMax, one of the largest designers and manufacturers of armored cars in the U.S.
Is that you're talking about, the companies that armor up vehicles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What he thinks about the Cybertruck.
First of all, I think we're really excited about the Cybertruck. And I think any level of protection is better than no protection. So what I would classify the Cybertruck at is low handgun protection. As far as on the classes and the levels and everything, it's a very basic. We could advance it to...
A Cybertruck on fire is a perfect camouflage as a dumpster, as a random dumpster fire, says Theo. Yes, I agree. Blade Runner, thank you. Blade Runner. The Riddler mobile, yeah. If you painted it green and put question marks all over it, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Or like Mr. Freeze, if you put an ice cannon on top of it, it looks like something the Batmobile would be chasing around Gotham City.
to withstand high-powered rifle rounds. We could have it withstand IED blast. We could have it withstand grenades. So there's a lot of options. Being able to quickly get out of a situation offers electric vehicles a huge advantage. Because a lot of these Chevy Suburbans or Range Rovers that we're armoring, I mean, the 0 to 60 on some of those is going to be upwards of 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, don't compare the Cybertruck to a Range Rover, though, even an electric one. The Cybertruck is a fail, like, on all fronts.
So plus seconds.
We're going to circle back to Mark in a minute to give his rundown of what features he would outfit the Cybertruck with. And he gets pretty James Bond with it, so keep watching.
Oh, boy.
I bet.
First and foremost, let's leverage the tri-motor Cybertruck's 3,500-pound payload capacity and adjustable air suspension to tack on some extra mass, mainly in the form of a vehicular armor upgrade kit, similar to the
Armor upgrade. What you looking at?
If I could fucking type properly. 2025.
It's so weird that they keep showing other vehicles that are basically doing what the Cybertruck does, or what they want the Cybertruck to be able to do. It's like, why not put this on a better designed vehicle that already has the tried and true chassis design, for instance? Having like re-innovating a chassis is what a chassis is and what it should do is.
You should back up a couple of
Frames.
hooks.
to tack on some extra mass,
3,500-pound
mainly in the
payload.
form of
Okay, so since I was comparing
capacity
it to a
and
Ram
adjust-
2500 before, the payload capacity of a 2025 Ram 2500, the max payload is 4,440 pounds, so 2 tons. So nearly 1,000 pounds more than what the Cybertruck can carry, and it can tow over twice as much, and go much further without needing to stop.
Sounds like that'd be a better choice to armor up as an assault
And you
vehicle.
can straight pipe a Cummins, and it sounds absolutely fucking amazing, but you can't do that with the Cybertruck, so why would you buy one?
adjustable air suspension to tack on some extra mass, mainly in the form of a vehicular armor upgrade kit, similar to the U.S. Army Research Laboratory's Armor Survivability Kit. The additional protective armor plating, bulletproof glass, and ballistic
And all the more armor you put on that, less it's going to be able to, or the less battery life you're going to be able to get out of it. So
Yeah. Just keep you adding weight.
windshield could help provide protection from small arms, explosive fragments, and rocket-propelled grenades.
I thought it was already supposed to do most small arms and stuff. It didn't.
That's what they said. I guess you're fucked.
I
if you
mean,
buy one of
rockets and
these.
grenades. I don't even have any rockets or grenades.
If they could withstand Tesla's chief designer Franz von Holzhausen's infamous steel ball is another question.
Okay, so it was a steel ball.
So it was a
The
steal.
Cybertruck's unibody exoskeleton and self-leveling suspension could easily accommodate the additional 1,300 pounds of such an armor kit. Our up-armored Cybertruck is now better at defeating
An
lateral
extra 1,300 pounds.
Yeah, 1,300 pounds.
It's a
which-
lot.
That's like a rhinoceros.
That's like putting a whole big ass engine in it. Literally 1,300 pounds.
Yeah, I from what I've seen from these vehicles, that's going to be the end right there. Unless you I don't know what you'd have to do to the suspension and stuff, but like just having some cases of water in the back. I saw someone where it was bopping on the ground every time they hit a bump, where it was like because they had like cases of water in the back.
Roll attacks and
I would
withstanding
really
high
like
caliber
to know
rifle
more
fire.
about the suspension system of the
Yeah.
Cybertruck. I have a feeling it's trash.
Well, we can shop for a Cybertruck if we get through this.
To better protect from underwheel IED blasts, we take advantage of the Cybertruck's 16 inches of ground clearance and add some additional shielding on the undercarriage.
What was that?
16
how many
inches.
16. I mean, that's not bad. As for like, you know,
If it has suspension
driving
for it.
places, but and maybe like some mild, really mild off-roading. That's not bad, but it's not. I mean, clearance is an issue, but it's also axle travel. Like the Jeeps that you see with their axles all turned. If you want to be able to do rock climbing and get up those steep ass hills and all that shit, your axles need to be able to do that.
Yeah, but don't you want
And
at least
on-
like
on the
24
Cybertruck, they
inches to
don't.
do that?
Well, no, because as the axles move, the body will move, and it will sort of like
Raise
rock
it.
crawlers, as they call them. Yeah,
Yeah.
but generally, people do put It's both oftentimes suspension and body lifts, which will raise that
Yeah.
that undercarriage clearance.
I mean, I'm up here pretending like I know anything about vehicles just to add to the conversation. But so correct me if I say anything wrong. Hail Nero, hail Bree, hail Leo, and hail Real Trucks. My unfinished journey. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate ya. Appreciate you. You can get a shout out too if you want. If you want to drop a super chat, I'll give you a shout out. Yes, I'm talking to you. Okay.
Huh?
What?
What?
We have
What?
not you. Talking to the audience.
No, I didn't think so.
But Dr. Kip Davis is in the house. I think there are 2 Cybertrucks in my town. Let me know, in the side chat. Let me know if you've seen Cybertrucks and if you've seen a Cybertruck in an accident or broken down too. I'd be interested to know, or be it hauled.
We want to avoid learning the unknown consequences of a 200 plus kilowatt hour lithium ion battery explosively erupting into the cabin. Blast mitigation mats in the vehicle's interior can serve to further reduce the risk of injury to the lower extremities in an underwheel explosion.
Didn't people get trapped inside of one of these things and cooked alive?
I feel like I read something about that, but
Um,
let's do some web searching.
Yeah. Because from my understanding, the thing's basically I don't want to say death trap, but it could lock you inside.
I mean, it kind of is.
It can when the electronics short out or whatever, you can get locked inside. There's no mechanical way to open the doors without. It's all driven by the electronics, right? So at least from the inside, that was my understanding of it. Correct me again if I'm wrong. Hey, Brian Stevens, I see you lurking.
Explosion.
Teens died in
We're also going to
burning
want to add
Tesla Cybertruck trapped. Okay.
You find it?
Yeah, go away. Yeah, I can't find anything from like Reuters or like the Washington Post. Not that I follow them, but I mean, yeah, it seems like something like that happened.
Run flat tires, so our hefty Cybertruck can get out of Dodge even if one of the tires gets punctured. Our Cybertruck is now a makeshift Category 1 MRAP, mine-resistant, ambush-protected, light tactical vehicle designed for urban operations. What about vulnerability to EMPs, electromagnetic pulse weapons? We're going to protect the Cybertruck's electronic components by wrapping them in some sort of a Faraday caging material. Remember, this project is extremely hypothetical.
Yeah, I would say so. You'd include Faraday cages and stuff. How heavy is a Faraday cage?
I have no idea. I suppose it depends on its size.
Yeah.
I don't know how big they'd have to be for something like a Cybertruck.
Yeah, I'm speculating at least some hundreds of pounds, if not more. But,
Probably.
We want our Cybertruck to be able to dish it out as well as take it, so we might as well throw a Kongsberg M153 Crow's remotely operated weapon station on the roof.
Yeah, might
This
as
allow-
well, right?
Might as well. This one looks like a robot up there.
Might as well. Give me some sharks with frickin' laser beams on their heads.
I like how it has a level on it, like a machine needs a level, and you need to be able to see it from outside.
What kind of fucking headlight is that?
What?
What?
Cybertruck, yeah, there's been problems with their headlights in the snow. Like if it snows, you got to get out and clean them off because they're a shelf in front of them. There's a
And I don't feel like the range. Like, how do I describe this? The way that the light casts onto the road with something like that, I feel like wouldn't be ideal.
Yeah.
At least not for me driving. Okay, I tell you that much.
This allows our post-apocalyptic warriors to acquire and engage targets without leaving the protection of the vehicle. Use a controller inside, kind of like a video game, but way more.
Oh, yeah.
Warriors?
Because
What
that's
the
what you want in a post-apocalyptic wasteland is a Cybertruck. That's basically what this
this
video.
all-
Yeah.
This all makes completely perfect sense now. This is why all their concepts look really super Hot Wheelsy and everything like that, because this is all a focus on like we make these and then we like create a post-apocalyptic world so that we get to like drive these cool things around. I would be totally badass, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's what this is. That's what this is. These guys want to just live out this fantasy
Yeah.
with really cool trucks, bro.
And if we survive, we're just the roaming hordes that they're gunning down to get to the gas, right?
Yeah,
To get to the
probably.
Mad Max gas station or petroleum station or whatever.
Way more fun. The gyro-stabilized Crow's mount is capable of 360 degrees of rotation and supports a variety of weapon systems. Our sight package includes a daylight
I
video.
don't think the Cybertruck has the support in the roof or something like that. Maybe it does, but it seems like that would be a lot of machine to put on top of what is basically a pretty
Yeah.
small cab surface, but
And more weight.
and more weight, of course. 'cause
Quite
it's
a
already-
bit more weight.
Already
At
armored
least
down.
a few 100 pounds.
Yeah. This thing's probably mounted up here with a crane. Like people didn't just pick this up and put it up there. It's heavy
Yeah.
duty.
video camera, a thermal camera, and a laser rangefinder. And we're outfitting our system with an
Frickin' laser
M240
beam.
machine gun. This 7
Fucking laser beams. Yeah. Can you put an aquarium in it too, so we can have sharks with laser beams? Show
And imagine, hopefully you'll get this joke. Imagine they say, and guess what else we've added to it? RGB. Imagine that coming up to you and it's just rainbows in where the
Oh.
lenses are and everything just flashing at you. That'd be a real rainbow army, and that probably would be intimidating. People would look at that and go, "What the absolute fuck is that?"
Let me catch up on the chat while we're paused here for a minute because people have been saying stuff. Okay, where was it?
What stuff have they been saying?
Well, we have one in the wild here in my city, says Fox. It did not do well in the winter, and it was a very mild winter. And then Rainbow said they had they have several in their area. And Dan said, "When will Trump turn the beast in? Will turn in the beast and get the Cybertruck?" I think Trump already bought a Cybertruck, didn't he? I thought he did because he did the whole ad in front of the White House and stuff for it.
It's all computer.
Yeah. A roofing company that does mediocre work and skips permit steps has a Cybertruck in my area. It's very fitting. Oh, they got a bad reputation. Stainless steel coffin. All Cybertrucks are under recall. Yeah, ain't that a shame? Is it about the metal strips that are flying off of them?
Huh? There's metal strips
the
flying.
panels were flying off the side of them because they aren't actually.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're glued on there like I don't know if you ever watched Matilda when you were a kid, but
Yeah,
that's what her dad
multiple times.
did. That's what her dad did was glue the car parts together. So he sold lemons. That means they all have to go back to the factory for repair. All of them. Yeah,
You brought up the movie Matilda, and now my favorite line from that movie has popped into my head. Do you know what that line is? I'll give you a hint. It's from Trunchbull.
No, I don't know. Do it.
Some rats are going to die today. Fucking love that line. Don't know why. It's great. Every time I hear it, I die laughing. Oh shit.
Drive inventor does what? I'm not a car person. I don't even have a driver's license. So, okay. We'll continue on.
7.62 caliber gas-operated machine gun can engage targets out to 1,200 meters away at an estimated 95% accuracy rate, and track moving targets at 25 miles per hour. The Crow's system also supports an MK-19 grenade launcher or an M2 50 cal for more heavy-duty work. Silence is stealth, and electric is silent.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing to say about those guns, honestly. I think that the Cybertruck could probably handle them, but like them being on it, I don't know a lot about the firepower and stuff and how well it would handle the recoil. But
Yeah, I'm not like huge on guns, so I don't really know my guns that well.
Me either. We're gonna fail this section. You all in the audience, give us a grade once we finish this section because, oh my gosh, is there gonna be a reconnaissance drone? It's gonna have a drone.
Reconnaissance drone?
Like we said earlier, those attributes make our Cybertruck well suited for reconnaissance or scouting, the exploration of a hostile area to gain information. And we're going to want to extend the surveillance capabilities of our stealthy Cybertruck by adding a surveillance drone to perform reconnaissance and prevent us from driving into an ambush. We're going to take advantage of the Cybertruck's bed as a launch point for a Ghost UAS from Anduril. The modular Ghost is an autonomous, single-rotor, long-endurance, high-speed drone that combines point-and-click autonomous operation with the power.
That's badass. I like that. Kind of want one.
And endurance of a helicopter.
I really want to say something, but
What?
I don't know how it will be received by people, but I feel like people here would get the joke, so I'm just gonna say it. Man, we could really kill a lot of Browns with this technology.
Oh, you get to say that.
I'm playing on the racism of America and its hegemony.
Yeah. Yep. This is what they fantasize about for real, though. They want to have
Killing brown people. Yep.
Helicopter. In combination with Anduril's lattice
Or deporting
AI
them to El
operational platform,
Salvadorian
a single
gulags. That's also another one they're doing.
Yeah. All you have to have is a tattoo. You don't have any tattoos, do you? You're kind of brown, Leo. I'm just worried about you.
I have no tattoos.
Okay. Don't get any
get a
right
tattoo.
now.
Watch me get the tattoo of the American flag. He's got a tattoo.
Did you see some of the tattoos that people were getting arrested for, like the nautical star,
like autism awareness and
oh,
a bunch of other ones.
mom
it's
and
ridiculous.
dad on crowns?
A single operator can task multiple drones to carry out a variety of missions.
How many dudes are going to be in this Cybertruck, though? Because they got someone has to operate the gun, someone has to drive, someone has to fly
Looks
the
like
drone,
Jeff's gonna have to sit on Gary's lap.
right? I don't know what the interior of this Cybertruck's looking like, but they're putting need a lot of equipment in there too. With
Welcome to the army.
Once a task is set, the software handles all flight planning, maneuvering, and detection to carry out the task. This eliminates the need for a dedicated pilot and allows our Cybertruck operators to focus on other mission-critical activities, like driving or shooting the remote-operated weapons station. The Ghost UAS comes with a modular rail system with an option for a payload delivery mechanism. We could equip it with a medical kit or additional sensors, but we're going to go with a
like how the medical kit was literally like a medical Red Cross suitcase strapped to the front of it.
Yep.
That's great.
Custom high explosive airburst payload that we can drop on the heads of any hostile personnel, so we don't have to just sit there watching them plan their ambush with our hands in our pockets.
Literally, you were right. Just a fantasy about bombing brown people. That's all this comes down to.
As an additional countermeasure, we'd add a boomerang anti-sniper system, which uses 7 microphone sensors to immediately detect gunfire and determine shooter location. In harmony with Tesla's native cameras and sensors, we'd reprogram the DARPA-developed boomerang's output to display
I like how
shooter
all the
coordinate-
vehicles they're showing this stuff on are not the Cybertruck.
Yeah, they're all the superior vehicles to the Cybertruck.
And why can't they use AI? They've already been using AI for the Cybertruck in this video, but not for this cool stuff. What the fuck is this?
We should have been keeping track of the weight, how much this thing is gonna weigh.
Yeah. We got to be at like an extra 3,000 pounds by now.
Yeah, that's being conservative too. Maybe not without passengers.
Yeah.
coordinates on Tesla's own tablet.
Oh, I guess you don't need so much equipment inside if you control everything from the tablet.
Oh.
Yeah, obviously that's how all this tech works.
Well, duh.
You can fly a
Yeah,
military.
they got a little Xbox controller sitting in there.
Yeah, well, that's what you use to get down to the bottom of the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Which the Tesla can do, by the way.
Yeah, because it's aquatic.
I couldn't even say that with a straight face.
Uh,
Fuck.
With improvised drones being one of the fastest growing threats on the modern battlefield, we'll also include a ballistic, low-altitude drone engagement, or Blade prototype on our Crows. Blade can detect...
yeah, it shoots.
Dude, did a 7th grader come up with this? Did we just throw this at a random middle school and say, come up with the most badass concept you can? And they're like, yeah, we're gonna put like infrared cameras that can like do x-ray vision at the same time, and it's gonna have laser beams, and it's gonna be able to detect snipers, and it's gonna be bulletproof, and it's gonna have a force field. That's what this is. That's what this
Yes.
comes off as.
This is designing your spaceship.
And we're gonna call it Blade.
What does Blade do? Let's find out.
detect, track, identify, and take down drones with electronic attack, impeding surveillance and potential attacks from weaponized drones. Let's circle back to Mark from ArmorMax and ask what he would do to fortify a Cybertruck.
Yeah, I wonder if Mark's gonna give us some weight estimates though. Did we ever find out how much the drone weighed? The drone can't weigh that much.
Well, it's probably got some weight to it. Not a shit pile, but a pit shile.
What we do is when we receive the Cybertruck, we would go in and disassemble it, and then we would reinforce every area, even though it's already a tough and durable truck.
So reinforcement,
we-
that's what, 100 pounds maybe? 100 pounds reinforcement?
Yeah,
50
and I was
pounds,
just thinking about something too. They said they're gonna put a gas gun on the top of an electric car. Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose?
I'm curious what they mean by gas. They might mean like gas powered.
Yeah, maybe.
We would go and reinforce the pillar post from
Oh,
A,
shit.
B, and C post. We would put reinforced glass into the vehicle. Yeah, we don't use stainless steel. We use ballistic steel in our vehicles. And then we also use composite materials. And then
So, is there a reason why you couldn't just make the vehicle out of ballistic steel? So
I have no idea. Why?
price.
Does anybody know why Melon Husk does what Melon Husk does?
and then we use
I
ballistic glass.
bet he smells
So
like a
essentially-
melon husk too. One that's been sitting there and just gestating in the sun for a while. It's just, brother, oh god.
His
What is
daughter's
that?
super based though. Have you seen her
Oh, yeah.
interviews? Vivian's like based as fuck.
She's got it.
I'm dreading the day Musk mounts an American Cup campaign. Oh, yeah. I'm sure he'll decide he's an athlete at some point. Trump up there saying he could beat Riley Gaines in a swimming race. So, you know.
I have a feeling what America is going to do is going to cancel hosting the Olympics and say we're going to have the American
Games.
Sports collection, and it's going to be better than the Olympics.
And we'll have blackjack and hookers.
And no, black people won't be allowed to compete. I'm on a roll. I'm sorry, people. You got to understand the way that I mock this nation as a brown person. It plays on their racism. And we should be doing that now more than ever.
And I mock this nation as a queer person. So, yes, we promote. We stand.
I promote a lot of ideas that I really hope don't get me shipped off to some El Salvadorian gulag.
Exploding gas operates the machine gun. Okay.
Yeah.
I should have had you come in, Trees, to do to help us with the weapon stuff. I did invite Simus because Simus talks about race cars and stuff, but I don't think he was available. So.
Actually, it's a series of layers that we're putting into the car. So not only would it...
Well, it is 3 a.m. for him. Well, 3:53.
Yeah, Cybertrucks are layers like ogres and onions.
Cybertrucks are like onions, but
higher
onions are
advanced than what
good.
Tesla's offering.
And onions get sweet and smell fucking amazing when you cook them. I bet a Tesla doesn't smell good when you're cooking it.
Yeah, maybe when you barbecue some teenagers inside of it.
I was gonna make a joke about that, but I didn't know if I should. But I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I went there because it's fucking tragic, but
It is. It's
terrible.
Very, very tragic.
Offering,
And
'cause it's an
leave it to
aftermarket
Melon.
solution.
yeah. When that one blew up on in Vegas, Elon had to go in there and freaking unlock it. And it's like, why can Elon unlock everybody's Cybertruck?
That's a little weird, man. Just imagine waking up and seeing somebody fiddling like this. Their backs turned to you. They're fiddling with your Cybertruck. They stop and they turn around like that. And it's just Elon fucking Musk. Just imagine that scene playing out, and you're just like, dude, what the fuck are you doing here?
Imagine that you're driving home from work in your Cybertruck, and suddenly it starts driving on its own, and you can't control it, and it takes you down some route you've never been, and you get to some like secret garage, and it pulls in there, and there's Elon Musk wearing like a GIMP uniform or something
With that weird ass laugh he does. What is it?
Yeah.
It would be bulletproof all around. Whereas the Tesla Cybertruck is only armored or bulletproof up to a 9mm. So there's a lot of options that our company offers that are kind of cool that we put on other Teslas. Anything from siren systems to strobe lights. We have shocking door handles that we put on other cars. On the Teslas, it doesn't work so well because they're recessed door handles. But we do tack dispensers. We have a smoke screen system that we put on these cars. So there's a lot of cool James Bond-like features that a lot of people like to have.
That a lot of people like to have. Who are these people that like
What
to
people?
be able to
What are
drive
these people?
spikes behind their vehicle, Mark? Who are you making
You
this?
couldn't. I couldn't have that, man. Oh God, people would. Ooh.
I'm pretty sure
fucking
most of this
tailgaters.
stuff would be illegal for like the private sector to have at all on their vehicles. I would think
Yeah, probably.
that being able to just deploy smoke screens and drop spikes and things would be.
It seems almost cartoonish, doesn't it?
Yeah. Again, this is a Batman villain car. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is something they drop behind them when Batman's chasing them.
In addition to the armoring.
Just for pure comedy's sake, do you guys think you'd be able to reroute some of the juice from the internal Cybertruck battery to those electrified door handles?
For sure. I think we could certainly try. I think there's a lot of wattage there, so that's a great idea. But yeah, I think we could either put an external battery or reroute from the...
They're talking about making it murder you if you touch the door handle. This is definitely not some... I mean, I know he said it's fantasy for a post-apocalyptic world, but like, you want to... Like, in this world, in this post-apocalyptic world, where's your electricity coming from? Like, where are you powering this vehicle from?
Oh, they re-enslaved all the brown people and make them shovel coal all day.
Yeah. Yeah. This was like I'm just reminded of that being the central plot point to Back to the Future, right? Because you kind of see that they designed the Cybertruck with a little bit of a DeLorean kind of style. At least in my opinion, I think it does. In the stainless
I was going to
steel.
say a Damassian kind of style, but I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Ooh, what if you made a Cybertruck out of Damascus steel? And had that cool.
Well, in my opinion, that just I'm stealing a panel or two and making me some weapons.
Yeah. A shield, a Damascus steel shield would be badass. It'd be heavy as hell, but I've never seen Damascus steel in that volume before. It's always, I think the biggest thing I've ever seen that was made out of was like maybe a small machete. But
Mm-hmm.
From the Tesla's own configuration to do our own shocking system. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think at full output it would probably blow someone's arm clean off.
Yeah.
Literally.
what if you forgot? You know how many times I've walked up to my vehicle and forgot to unlock the door and grabbed it to open it up and it was locked? Imagine if that was a death sentence anytime you did that.
It's fucking yeah, and all these dumb fucks are gonna shock themselves driving in the city because they're so scared of everything around them in the city that they'll lock their door and then forget that it's locked because they don't normally lock it. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you know, croak over and die. So maybe this is a good thing.
The people who get shocked by this most are going to be the people who own it and the people who are getting in the vehicle with someone who owns it. I mean, you'd be like on a first date with someone and kill them with the security feature. There's a reason why even like on your house you can't do this. You can't have shocking electroplates outside your windows and doors. It's illegal because somebody could inadvertently kill themselves on it.
Could kill somebody.
I mean, it's one thing if it's an accidentally exposed wire that happens on, which does happen. It's a whole nother ball game if you do it on purpose. But usually, the good thing is that usually 220 is about as much as you're going to kick out of there, and it'll usually throw you off instead of grabbing a hold of you.
The Cybertruck has some standard features that would really come in handy in a dystopian nightmare, such as the bioweapon defense mode, the same hospital-grade air filtration that was available in earlier Tesla Model X and Model S's, which Tesla says is 100 times more effective than premium automotive filters.
Air filters, y'all. That's the special feature. I don't know if these filters are really as cool as Tesla makes them out to be, but if it's anything like the rest of the stuff that Tesla thinks is super cool.
I'm not a filter guy. I know nothing about it. I didn't know Tesla had proprietary filters for their vehicles.
That's one for the short watch list. Slamming a Cybertruck door once ruined the hinges and inner door panel. Yeah, I saw that, Brian. I have a heating pad for my back. I was talking to Fox. Never mind. Hey, Steph. Good to see ya. It seems some gloves would completely avoid this issue. Yeah, what with the shocking? I mean, yeah, if you don't expect it, though. No one expects electrified door handles, except for
Very true.
maybe that kid from Home
Maniacs.
Alone.
Huh?
As it removes at least 99.97% of...
That's it. That is what it is. I just thought that's who designed this car. This is the kid from Home Alone.
Oh, yeah.
making this vehicle.
They said, imagine that Harry and Marv are chasing you and you can build the ultimate vehicle. What would you build, Kevin? But show us what you would build.
Yeah, and then Elon took that design and ran with it. Like even the dropping the spikes behind it. That's very Kevin McAllister.
Mm-hmm.
defined
Classic
particulate matter.
McAllister tactic.
Yeah, it's the McAllister.
Well, everybody knows McAllister style warfare is a very good style of warfare used by all the generals.
Mm-hmm. That's how that's what we're going to do with our military. We're going to move to neo-McAllisterism, where the army is swinging paint cans on ropes and stuff. It's going to be badass.
Hell yeah.
And provides protection against chemical,
Bring back the trebuchet.
biological, radiological, or nuclear threats, including viruses. And I can think of a few recent situations where something like that might come in handy.
Musk has no filter, right? Is there Cybertruck filter to filter out the muskiness of the...
No. Does it filter the musk, though? That's
Yeah.
the important question.
It's got to filter out the musk.
The future of military vehicles is electrified. Donald
Yeah, Fox
Yeah, that's
is
actually pretty badass right there.
Yeah, I like this. There are some great electric vehicles and innovations and stuff going on. I think that we are focusing too much on what Tesla's putting out and not enough on what's happening around the globe. I'm not trying to wank China or anything, but China has some badass robotics. Have you seen their fighting bots? Their kill bots?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, let me see if I can pull them up. I'll plug this.
Donald
play for a
Sando,
second.
deputy to the commanding general of the U.S. Army's Maneuver Center of Excellence, says, "In 10 years, some of our brigade combat teams will be all electric." Sando speculates the M1 Abrams could be replaced with a next-generation combat vehicle, like a 75-ton electric tank powered by high-capacity batteries. The U.S. Army combat
So they're called slaughter bots. Hold on, I'm gonna pull them up.
Slot. Oh, good lord.
Yeah, we gotta do slaughter bots. We'll come back to this in a second. We're gonna do some slaughter bots. Just real quick. Alright. Here we go. Slaughter bot time.
Advancing rapidly, learning new skills, starting to work autonomously, and approaching mass production. There's incredible potential from giving people back their mobility to autonomously assembling habitats
want the
on the
slaughter
moon
bots.
and Mars. This robot dog from China has a lot of impressive benefits from us all.
That's the wrong video. I think this is the one I wanted.
AI in, but also to
Yeah.
keep hackers out. And then you could experiment a lot more freely within that sandbox domain.
His firm DeepMind has done incredible.
Show me the
US
slaughter
government
bots,
is
damn
spending
it.
280 billion to boost domestic chip production.
Where are they? Oh, there's the...
Totally awesome or totally frightening. Look at this. China's military has
That's the
released
one I
this
was
video
thinking
of a four-legged robot marching through a field with an automatic rifle mounted on its back. The Chinese state broadcaster calls it the newest member of China's urban combat
He's a very good boy.
operations. The robot dogs are programmed to conduct reconnaissance, identify the enemy.
Imagine you just chilling at home, and this thing comes through your front door with this machine gun on its back.
Please refrain from movement or you will be fired upon.
Right. We're entering a dystopian sphere.
Final warning, refrain from movement or you will be fired upon.
Yeah, back to our
Threat detected, engaging firearm.
Capabilities Development Command has been trying to overcome the hurdles of electric vehicle technology for decades. The potential benefits include lower cost, improved performance, engine decentralization, stealthier operation, and even direct usage as an ancillary power source in theater. Army Futures Command Lieutenant
I
General
think you save space on not having fuel tanks too, if we can figure out a way to compact the batteries down. You figured that out yet, Leo? The battery thing? I'm gonna have you work on that. Leo's gonna be working on that while we do the show. He's gonna figure out how to make. We can't hear you. Are you muted?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I'm not so good with the batteries.
Lieutenant General Eric Wesley said the U.S. Army is seeking to power its brigades using electric and hybrid sources in order to break free of the burden of fuel and disposable batteries that bog down its logistics tail and limit mobility and reach. It won't be without challenges. Fuel has a long history of reliable service and deeply ingrained infrastructure. but the commander of Army Research, Development, and Engineering Command, Major General Cedric Wins, has said that the Army plans to leverage innovation driven by commercial industry. The burly Cybertruck and Tesla's extensive supercharger network may very well be one such relevant civilian technology.
Well, Trump did have originally executive order that included the order for $400 million to be spent on Cybertrucks for the U.S. military. Now that was redacted after it hit the media to say electric vehicles, but originally it specifically said Cybertrucks, which makes me understand a little bit better why they're promoting these vehicles so much. But is that good for us? Yeah.
I don't think so.
Elon Musk is not opposed to participating in military efforts. In fact, his company SpaceX was contracted by the U.S. Air Force to launch classified payloads. Musk was the keynote speaker at the Air Force Association's annual Air Warfare Symposium, where he praised the Space Force, stressed the importance of military innovation, and boldly claimed that the fighter jet era has passed and drone warfare is the future.
I mean, that's not like a surprise or anything, right? I mean,
No.
we really knew that's where we were going. A matter of fact, that was a central plot to the first Iron Man movie in 2007. So, of course, then
It's been that long? God damn.
yeah. Of course, Elon Musk thinks he's Tony Stark, so maybe he does get himself mixed up with the movie character.
The United States military is also doing some high-voltage research of their own. DARPA's GroundX vehicle incorporates 20-inch rims that pack a 100-kilowatt electric motor with 3 gears and heat management directly inside the wheel. DARPA says the design offers numerous potential benefits for combat vehicles, such as heightened acceleration and maneuverability with optimal torque, traction, power, and speed over rough
Those
or
are
smooth
awesome.
terrain. For reliable
I like those. They have a lot of they have a lot of applications in construction too, in my opinion.
Oh, fuck yeah, for sure. Construction, agriculture, mining. Oh, yeah.
Put these on some tractors. Yeah, exactly.
reliable power, you need a functioning
Do not waste them on a Cybertruck.
No, please, for the love of God.
power grid anywhere you plan to operate. Perhaps alternative power solutions are in store for the future as well. Solar panels on cars are an intriguing concept, but the technology is not yet viable to charge the Cybertruck's massive batteries with an onboard photovoltaic system. Equipping the Cybertruck's roof with a solar power system could be useful to charge an auxiliary battery that powers the vehicle's onboard equipment and could provide an additional layer of redundancy for vital systems. Long charge times are a concern for any application where you may need to get a vehicle back into action quickly. Tesla's supercharger
Back into action. How are you gonna get it back into action when it's a post-apocalyptic world and there's nobody putting electricity out, brah? That's the same thing with the gas-powered vehicles in the Mad Max movies and stuff. It's like after just a few months, the gas in those all the tanks at the filling stations are gonna be done.
Yeah, because you're going to have people that are going to steal God knows how much of it.
Yeah, and
I would.
the refinery process to make it's very specialized and needs to be is ongoing, right? We're losing that, so you don't want to be dependent on any kind of powered vehicle, really. In a post-apocalyptic world, I see horses probably making a big comeback. Maybe camels. The rail, like steam rail, might make a comeback. We even have the infrastructure still built for a lot of that to move cross country by rail.
supercharger network has made strides in DC fast charging technology. At peak efficiency, a Tesla Model 3 long-range car can gain 75 miles of charge in 5 minutes and charge at rates up to 1,000 miles per hour. We know that Tesla has been working on a rapid swappable battery technology for several years that could eliminate the need for charging and swap in a fully charged battery pack in minutes. You can see how commercial EV infrastructure initiatives such as this can become dual-use technologies.
See, and that's going to become a problem too. It's going to become like the iPhone and an Android kind of situation where you'll have different companies switching out the way that the ports connect and what size the batteries are, so they aren't interchangeable, which allows them to upcharge you for their specific model and for using their specific
Or they'll make it so you
outlets.
can't change the battery, so that you're forced to just buy an entirely new phone.
Yeah.
The Cybertruck's performance characteristics, sturdy chassis, and durability have definitely sparked
its
real-world
chassis
interest in
sturdy?
law enforcement.
The thing about the chassis, and that's what I've heard most about, like at least early on, most about the complaints about the vehicle as a whole was that that they tried to redesign what a chassis did and how it's structured. It was not well thought out, which is why you see a lot of these where the Cybertruck itself is removed from the chassis in the accident.
Mm-hmm.
Enforcement agencies
still
across
wanna
the
know
world,
about its
and many
suspension.
police departments have already
I don't know if we're gonna get to suspension. They're talking about
Law enforcement, everybody's favorite thing.
ACAB.
put in their orders for Cybertrucks that they plan to convert into operational police vehicles. Mexican Mayor Adrian Esper Cardenas of Ciudad Valles was excited to announce his department
The heart headlights. Oh my god.
Wow.
What is this? What are we looking at?
That is something. That
Oh
is
my
something.
goodness.
And on that note, I'll be right back. I gotta run to the bathroom. I got headphones in, so I'll still be able to hear.
All right.
put in an order of 15 Cybertrucks to hunt down bad hombres in a more eco-friendly manner.
Bad hombres. I want to be a bad hombre. Hombra. I don't know what I'd be. Chica. Burros.
The Dubai Police Department posted this render shortly after the Cybertruck's official launch event. And up north in Canada, the Ontario Police Department tweeted this Cybertruck render at Elon Musk. One thing's for sure, you definitely don't want to get into a police chase with this bad boy, especially if my friend Donut Operator is driving.
Donut operator? That's the great name for a cop. I'm just saying. Is that what he said?
Police chase with this bad boy, especially if my friend Donut Operator is driving.
He didn't say donut operator. What? There are so many vehicles that could leave that Cybertruck in the dust. I think, yeah, most big trucks are probably giving it a run for its money, too.
The Cybertruck comes with autopilot-capable hardware today and full self-driving capabilities in the future through software updates. Surround cameras provide 360-degree visibility around the truck at up to 250 meters.
There's a lot of problems with auto drive features. Just in general, not just specific to Tesla Cybertrucks. From all the testing I've seen, there's just too many liabilities right now with the current technology. I hope we'll be able to get auto drive vehicles. It'd be nice. Auto drive, even some auto drive, just some auto drive public transit would be a nice invention. Of course, I'm like a big simp for public transit, and
Same.
I would like to see a lot of private interest in transportation in general to be directed more towards funding public transit, but it'll never happen because you can't make money off of people riding a train. And I'm not being facetious there. They literally do lose money. Amtrak loses money because the long investment of keeping things innovative and up to date.
I still don't understand how I do understand how passenger rail fell away. It's just a shame that it did.
Yeah, I have ridden a passenger train like as a real commute. I would go from Quincy to Chicago, and I would go from St. Louis to Dallas. St. Louis.
Is that riding the old slam tram?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Amtrak, I call it the slam tram.
Yeah, we rode Amtrak. Riding Amtrak from St. Louis to Dallas was freaking beautiful. We spent the whole time.
Oh, I
down
bet. Yeah.
The smoking car. There was a guy down there with a guitar. Just all the the smoking car has all the big windows.
Is this Smoking car?
Yeah, that's how long ago this was. There was a smoking cart.
Okay.
Yeah, people smoke cigarettes. not.
That's the thing. I might be in the smoking car, but I won't be smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Meters range, and a forward-facing radar system provides enhanced coverage. This torrent of data is processed by Tesla's proprietary neural net software. Full autonomous,
Neural net.
self-driving tech could have
I think there should be some kind of regulation to keep them from using words like neural when it doesn't have anything to do with neurons.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
serious implications when used in a combat scenario. Firing out the window in hot pursuit, operating comms, or performing other mission-critical activities while the Cybertruck drives itself would be a game changer. Utilizing Tesla's
Then show us a Cybertruck driving itself. I want to see it. Keep talking about
Yeah.
it. Show me.
summon mode to come save your butt in a fight or provide moving cover is another interesting application. Teslas regularly receive over-the-air software updates.
Are they wanting it to be like Knight Rider? You remember Knight Rider?
Is that a movie?
No, it was a show. It was David
No.
Hasselhoff of Baywatch fame. It was when he was a little bit younger, and he had a super talking car named Kit. Kit? I think it was Kit. Yeah. That.
I always forget you were born in like 1964.
Yeah. No, 1954 actually.
1954.
Yeah.
Updates that add new features and make improvements. The Palo Alto automaker has an ethos deeply rooted in software development and ships
I like to put this derpy ass picture on.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Elon Musk.
And yeah, humans have a hard time.
I
putting down my
definitely don't
age.
stink.
So don't feel bad if you didn't realize I was born in 1924 because I just don't age like the rest, like a human does. Yeah.
I'm so old, I remember when a quarter used to cost a nickel.
and ships forward-looking vehicles with a surplus of hardware capabilities. Tesla has announced no plans or interest in doing so, but we'd sure love to see what kind of software updates Tesla engineers
This
could
is a
devise
question for
to
you, Bree, as well as for everybody in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen, or maybe heard, but in this instance, seen something so fucking stupid it temporarily gives you Forrest Whitaker eye?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the concept.
Yeah. That's what this is doing.
Yeah,
The last photo of the
this one or the one
Cybertruck, because
before
it's
it?
just the one before. It's all Hot Wheelsy. Like, yeah, like, what the fuck is that? That's something I would buy in a small package for 89 cents at Walmart in 2003, okay? Like, this is not... What the fuck?
How many GI Joes you can fit in that guy, right?
No shit.
so, but we'd sure love to see what kind of software updates Tesla engineers could devise to extend
This one's my favorite, I think.
Yeah,
This
that
looks
one does look badass. Completely non-functional, but it does look pretty fucking bitchin'.
like this is like driving on the moon base or whatever, you know?
I like the scoop plow thing in the front for just like for getting them haters out of your way right quick.
Yeah. That's what you plow them over with.
extend the Cybertruck's tactical capabilities. Tesla disrupted the massive light-duty truck category with its cyberpunk-inspired electric pickup truck that looks like a pointy metal box, but
No, it didn't. People think it's a joke.
Light
and
duty?
most people hate it. It says it's light duty.
Light duty.
But that's why I compared it to my dad's old Toyota.
but accelerates like a
Probably I'd rather
supercar
drive a
and
Toyota.
tows like a Mack truck. Equipped with the
I'll tell you what.
Ah!
The body of that Toyota rusted off, but the engine kept going like well over 280,000 miles. That was crazy.
What is this?
Yeah.
modifications and upgrades we mentioned here, it could make a formidable futuristic combat vehicle. Oh, and by the way, we're actually going to build one, probably minus the weapons. Mark from ArmorMax has a Cybertruck on order, and as soon as it's delivered, I'm going to Utah to make a video on the armoring process, and we will definitely be shooting at it when it's finished. If you want behind the scenes updates on that, and to hear about some other projects I'm working on, check the link at the bottom of the description to subscribe to our email list.
This was 4 years
I
ago.
want to thank my friend Jan Pizart of Pizart Designs for collaborating with me on the renders. You can find him on
So we
Jan
should be able to.
Also, the 2025 Ford F-150 has a max towing capacity of 13,500 pounds, 500 pounds less than the Cybertruck.
In this video, we'll explore the world.
Hold on, we're gonna find Cybertruck shooting video. I want to see it. I want them to shoot at a Cybertruck. Did they ever follow
Here's what
up?
only geniuses like. Get the fuck out of here.
They never
Einstein would have taken one look at that and been like, "What the fuck kind of disgrace is this?"
This false advertising right here. This is like the last thing that they made about a Cybertruck was 4 years ago. Did it disappoint? Here's why only geniuses like it. Let's see what they say.
It's
Why are they trying to
universally
make it
known
look
that
cool?
Tesla pushes the boundaries of the automotive market, and Elon
They're
No.
really into wanking Tesla.
Musk will stop at nothing to make his outrageous electric dreams come true. This is how he managed to build a
Right.
jaw-dropping, industry-dominating all-electric vehicle fleet. And now Tesla intends
Industry dominating.
This was 5 years ago. He was making lots of promises about the Cybertruck, and everybody was like, "Ooh," but
Yeah.
and then the Cybertruck came out.
intends to
And
shake up the
started
massive
falling apart.
light-duty truck category with a cyberpunk-inspired electric pickup truck that looks like a pointy metal box but accelerates like a
You already
supercar
said that.
and tows like a Mack semi-trailer. Yes, we're talking
that-
about the notorious Tesla Cybertruck. So let's jump right in and find
Rewind
out
that. Listen closely to what he says.
what this divisive electric vehicle has that makes the $70,000 tri-motor model worth its talking about the notorious Tesla Cybertruck. So let's jump right in and find out what this divisive electric vehicle has that makes the $70,000 tri-motor model.
Go back
and
more.
find out what we're pointy metal box but accelerates like a supercar and tows like a Mack semi-trailer. Yes, we're talking about the
Do you notice what he said?
Trailer.
Apparently, it tows like a trailer.
Oh,
That means it's getting towed.
it does get towed. I've seen them. I've seen lots of videos
Oh,
of them getting
that's
towed.
fucking hilarious.
notorious Tesla
Freudian
Cybertruck.
slip, if
So
I've
let's
ever heard
jump
one.
right in.
It doesn't, and it doesn't tow like a Mack truck. A Mack truck could pull 60,000 pounds. This thing
Should we call it
pulls a quarter of that.
a Muskian slip?
And find out what this divisive electric vehicle has that makes the $70,000 tri-motor model worth its price tag.
$70,000 tri-motor
And
model.
they're all been recalled. That's what was my inspiration for this. I was like, what if, now that Cybertruck has come out and kind of fell on its face, if we went back and watch some of these videos where they wank it really hard and say, oh, it's going to be the best innovative thing to cars, to public transit. Of course, that was the Hyperloop, the public transit, not the Cybertruck. Sorry, I misspoke. But the Hyperloop was also a big fail, fall on its face that got over.
Yes, it was.
The acclaimed Cybertruck is a fully electric pickup truck that does not only impress through its completely unique and not so subtle design, but also through the virtually indestructible nature of its exoskeleton. Musk's post-apocalyptic lorry is made out of ultra-hard.
What kind of fucking swing was that?
I think I could have swung it harder than that, and I got little noodly arms. That was
Talk
weak.
about noodle. Well, my arms aren't quite as noodly as they used to be
You've been
because of
working.
those gains. I have. Well, I've been working out at
You've
the
been
gym.
working too. I know you have.
Not anymore.
Oh, did you lose your job?
Yeah, I sure did.
I won't discuss it here, but sorry to bring that up.
No, it's all good. It's probably for the best, honestly. I don't know why I'm doing
30x
air
cold-rolled
curls here,
stainless
but-
steel, one of the most durable materials known to man. Because as Elon puts it, if there was something better, we'd use it. And we're
I
pretty
like how
sure they
they're
would.
saying this is cold rolled steel when the average American is way too fucking stupid to know what the fuck cold rolled steel is. Like they're just, this is cold rolled steel, boys. I'll tell you what. Like that's all. It's That's all the advertising is. Okay. That's all it is.
I used to cold roll steel. No joke. I worked a machine in a factory that cold rolled steel, and we made the things that go on the bottom of propane tanks.
Okay,
So
so
like I was working for Hank Hill, making
Propane and propane accessories.
yeah, I was making propane accessories.
the bodywork is impenetrable. You cannot dent or scratch it. But what about
Right.
the windows? Of course, they're made out of Tesla's armor glass, and Elon referred to them as transparent metal. Despite the small hiccup during the unveiling that was likely caused by microfractures caused by the previous overzealous sledgehammer strikes, Tesla armor glass is way stronger than any
They got excuses right up their sleeve there.
standard window glass on comparable pickup trucks, and can even stop small arms fire, or presumably a 2x4 from slamming through the windshield on the highway.
It did it twice. Gotta go to the other side.
You think they would have tested this out before they did it in front of a live audience, right? To make sure that
Yeah.
And it's nice that this guy is such a simp that he had a apologetic proposed or already in place for it. It's like, oh yeah, it's because the sledgehammer strikes. Well,
But those windows only broke because of the micro fractures from the hammer swings.
well, then if your windows are breaking from a steel ball, how are they going to hold up to bullets? 'Cause
Steel bullet. Well, bullets aren't steel, but still.
If a bullet hits where the hammer hit on the door and then hits the window, is it going to microfracture? And yeah.
Tesla says the Cybertruck is designed to have the utility of a truck and the performance of a sports car, and they intend to deliver on that lofty statement.
Can I say something
With a
really
lot-
quick? I just saw your bug bot thing. Behold the tree upon which my hive is hung, and it's a link tree link, and I think that is the greatest thing I have ever fucking seen in my life. Behold the tree upon which my hive is hung. I like that. That's cool.
Yes.
Whopping range of over 500 miles on a single charge, Cybertruck drivers will not suffer from range anxiety. A proposed solar roof charger may add even more range to this electric beast.
But not if you put your guns up there. Where are you going to put your guns at?
Yeah, and with all that tactical shit on it they were talking about earlier. I mean,
Yeah. Be dropping spikes. Imagine even dropping the spikes is going to use electricity. You're going to drain that battery real fast.
The indestructible Cybertruck plus a solar roof equals
Indestructible after just showing us it getting its windows caved in.
sustainable living in case of an apocalypse. It seems that Elon has everything planned.
He keeps Blade in the back. See? Blade was here the whole time.
Blade.
Don't want to mess with Blade.
The most impressive spec of the Cybertruck is definitely its mind-bending acceleration that can take the polygonal metal box from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds. This pickup is amazingly swift, the tri-motor model even
That's
being
electric
a Porsche
motors for
911
you.
off the line. Compared with the fastest gasoline pickup truck in the world, namely the Toyota Tundra TRD Supercharged,
The Toyota is the shit when it comes to little trucks. I'm just saying.
that can do 0 to 60 in only 4.4 seconds, Tesla's e-truck is definitely reinventing the category. Rumor has it that with plaid mode
This
activated,
isn't that impressive.
the Cybertruck will
If
have an
any of
output
the vehicles that it went against had electric motors, it probably would have beat the Cybertruck because of the weight reasons.
Yeah. And, like, most electric vehicles are more efficient than Cybertrucks. As far as from what I've looked at, I haven't looked a lot because I can't
I think it
remember.
weighs like 7,500, 7,800 pounds.
Yeah.
with 800 horsepower and 1,000 pound-feet of torque. These specs being way more impressive than the 500 plus horsepower and 550 pound-feet of torque of the supercharged Tundra. Electric beats gasoline, and that's the new truth that we're all just going to have to accept in the years to come.
Yeah, but those companies are also able to make electric vehicles. It's not like, oh, well, these companies are going to go extinct and Tesla is going to be what's left. Toyota can make electric vehicles, right? They can innovate and move forward with more energy efficient, greener options. I think Japan is pretty into that. At least they were last time I checked.
When it comes to towing capacity, the tri-motor Cybertruck wins again, as is expected. With over 14,000 pounds of towing capacity, it outperforms the previous king, the 2020 Ford F-150, that has an available conventional tow rating of 13,200 pounds. The Ram 1500 is...
It seems like we're just repeating some of the stuff we just watched. I think we'll probably be good to wrap it up here. But it was a...
So yeah, it weighs, I guess, 6,898 pounds.
Yeah. So when it comes to the Cybertruck, do you think it's going to make a good military vehicle?
No.
Yeah, I don't think it would make a good police vehicle.
That's why that whole video was hypothetical. Well, what we would do, we would outfit it with it, because it's not going to happen. It's not happening.
Right, and if you go to their channel and look, even after they said, "Oh yeah, we're getting one and we're going to do some of this stuff to it," they didn't. They never followed up and actually made the video. Toyota does make electric vehicles, including the BZ4X compact SUV, which is their first all-electric mass-market vehicle. Toyota has also expanded its EV lineup. Yeah, and Kip agrees that Toyota trucks are the shit. Yeah, for real.
I mean, they don't beat Ram trucks, but they're all right.
At least when it comes to small trucks, they're pretty. The Tundra is pretty badass. Just my opinion.
Is the Tundra a small truck?
Yeah, or light truck
Really?
or whatever, light duty. Right.
Yeah, they're not bad. I'd probably take an F-150 first, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I've had an F-150 before. Yeah. Well, Leo,
What
I know
year?
you're pretty prevalent in the debate community. You got anything coming up that you want to plug?
No, I did have a debate last night. It's on Breakfast Taco's channel, if you guys know who he is, with Manar from Manar Reports, who's the same Manar who debated Grayson like a month and a half ago. It was entertaining, to say the least. So you can go check that out. That's up on his channel. It should be his most recent live.
Yeah. All right. Well, my unfinished sock. Don't get a Cybertruck. Like and share for $2. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for hanging out while we cracked open this turd and saw what was inside.
And it was more turd.
As far as the concept of a Cybertruck, electric vehicles in the military, hell yeah, Cybertrucks. I just don't see them being. They're not it.
Actually, yeah.
All right.
Nope.
So, as I always say at the end of these things, remember to be kind, take care, and we'll see you next time.
Are you ready?
You're listening to DJ Oz Ozzy. Would you believe me when I tell you, you are the queen of my heart? Please don't deceive me when I hurt you, just ain't the way it seems. back of you. You are the queen of my heart. Please don't deceive me when I hurt you. Just ain't the way it seems. Can you feel my love buzz? 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 Can you feel my love buzz?